chant Shloka 39 is just the conclusion. Avratam jnanametena
Avritam jnanametena
jnanino nityavairina
jnanino nityavairina
kamarupena kaunteya
kamarupena kaunteya
dushpurena analena cha
dushpurena analena cha
together.
Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha.
Bhagavan is telling Arjun, and Arjun, knowledge stands covered by this eternal enemy of the wise. The key word here is of the wise, known as desire, which is insatiable like fire. This is repetition, insatiable like fire. Quickly take the meanings. Kaunteya, we know, means Arjun. Why Kaunteya? Because son of Kunti. Jnanam, knowledge. Avritam is covered. Nothing new, okay? Nothing new. It's like a conclusion, but just one point I need to make. So, knowledge is covered, etain, by this. Nitya Verina, constant enemy. Nitya, constant. Verina, enemy. This knowledge, or knowledge is covered by this constant enemy. Jnanino, of the wise. You would think that wise don't have to worry about desires. But here Bhagavan is telling you this is the enemy of the wise. And what kind of enemy? Kama rupena, in the form of a desire. Dushpuren, which is insatiable. Analena, like fire, which is insatiable like fire. So why is knowledge covered by this constant enemy of the wise? See, when a desire arises in a wise person, wise means what? Someone who is probably understood the Shastra's teachings and is implementing it and living established in the knowledge. When this wise person sees a desire arising, he is cautious. He knows, desire has arisen. For most of us, desire arises, it's kind of simply takes over. But the wise man gets one signal. I am being induced to do something which I am not supposed to be doing. Okay? He sees the desire as poison. I should not be doing this. He feels distressed when that poison comes up. And he does whatever he needs to do to not come under the sway of the desire. Whatever. So he will remain cautious, he will be vigilant, he will be on his guard. And he knows that desires can come up anytime. Desires can catch me unawares. Therefore, Nitya Verina, constant enemy. Constant, it is a constant enemy. Any time it can erupt. But those who have not digested the knowledge yet properly, for them desire is not an enemy at all. For them desire is a good friend. They don't see the desire as poison. They see the desire as nectar. They don't want to throw the desire away. They want to get it. They want to acquire it. They want to possess it. They see it as something pleasant, Shreya. The wise realizes it is not Shreya and he does not want to go into Priya. Whereas the not so wise sees it as Priya and he wants it and he will hanker over the desire till he gets it. So if the desire is fulfilled, we have seen that whole thing, it will go into greed, etc., etc., etc. So for the wise, it's an enemy. But for the not so wise, desire is not seen as an enemy at all. So therefore Bhagavan says, knowledge stands covered by this eternal enemy because it can erupt like a volcano anytime, of the wise, not of the not so wise. That is why desire, anger, together, it's one entity, is a constant enemy. And how does this enemy disguise itself? In the kama rupena. It is in the form of calm, it is in the form of desire. And just because it is so important, Bhagavan is saying it again and again, it's like an insatiable fire. No matter what you do, it will keep on, if you will feed it, it will keep on resurrecting itself and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So, what can we do about this? Remember, CADADCLR, okay? If you remember that, you will remember when I start feeling that desire coming up, when I start seeing that I want this, this is nice, this is likable, this is whatever, or I dislike this person, I dislike this thing, I don't want this, that also, dvesh also, that time don't get attached to it. If you can prevent yourself from getting attached to it, then you will not be converting it into Kam or Krodh. Once it gets into Kam or Krodh, it has become a habit, automatically you will run down that path, either towards the Vishay or away from the Vishay. Either way, you are running. So, where does this desire live in the body? How does it cover our knowledge? What is the strategy for conquering it? Everything Bhagavan will tell you next time. Alright? So, be cautious, be vigilant. That's all I can tell you to do. I can't be it for you. We will continue our Bhagavad Gita session after one fortnight. Okay?